Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to show you guys my basic skincare foundation routine that gives me my perfect skin, even when my skin is red and like dry. So this is like what I do whenever I'm having some trouble with my skin and I want it to look as flawless as possible. So yeah, it's a pretty in-depth routine, but it's super quick, if that makes sense. Like, I use quite a few products and it's a lot, but it's so easy and so quick. And there's not that many. There's like at most 7, right? Which is like not super crazy. So anyway, and also you can like opt out, find what works for you guys, and get your perfect routine down. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right in. First, if you're new here, welcome to my scattered brained area, and welcome back if you've been here a while. And so yeah, just make sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like this. Like the video if you like it, and leave me a comment if you guys so feel inclined. So I'm gonna end it there because I'm sleepy, but yeah, let's just get right started into it. Okay, so I already have my eye stuff on, and I always have a little bit of just like generalized redness everywhere, so that's normal for me. Obviously everyone's skin is different, but we'll cover that up too. I always prep too, I almost forgot, by putting on Eucerin, which is super thick, so if you don't have super dry skin, you might want to opt out of this, but if you have really, really dry skin, you will probably love this, because I use that like on my face and on my body, and it's the only thing that makes my skin not have dry flakes. So if you find that your face or your skin is really, really dry to where like the lotion or the moisturizer that you're using is like not helping it, then I feel like you should go with a different one, because I've tried a ton and like sometimes my skin just gets immune to it, so I just kind of have to like go to a different one and find one that works. Generally the heavier, creamier, more like oily stuff will do pretty good on my skin, but I found even if I do Eucerin and mix it with an oil, it makes my skin drier, so I don't know, I feel like the skin's really weird. But I prime with this Glassy. This is by Touch in Soul. I got it in my BoxyCharm, and it's something that I probably wouldn't have just like bought if it wasn't for BoxyCharm, which is why I really like it. But you can see I've used a lot of it, so I really just put this all over my face. And it's really like, it's called Glassy, and it like makes sense because it makes your skin like have that glass like super silky effect. And I use a lot because of who I am. And every time I put on any lotion, it makes my skin redder. It's like not the product, my skin is just like so constantly reacting to whatever I put on it. It'll go away in a second. Okay, next is this foundation I've been using, which is by Josie Maran, which, if you guys don't know about them, kind of expensive, but really, really good if you have dry skin. They have their Argan oil, which I used to use all the time, but again, it's like super expensive. I use the color Super Natural. Also, if you notice my hands, I dyed my hair last night and they stained my hands because I didn't wear gloves because I was lazy. So, please excuse that. But yeah, so this is Argan Oil Foundation. It's liquid foundation. I just use my Real Technique sponge, which I've used for years, and I love it so much. It always makes my makeup look so smooth and just really, really good, and it helps keep the hydration in, so I use a fair amount, honestly. But this foundation's really good because it like you can see it's like super hydrating because it has the argan oil in it. And I find that my skin gets used to a foundation and then like starts to react to it or something. It's really weird. So I'm always trying new stuff, but so far my skin is not reacting to this, and as you can see my skin is like super reactive to everything and super sensitive. So it's nice that this one doesn't upset it. And it's always good to remember to drag this down your neck so that you don't look crazy. Even if it's your color, it's just a good idea. Because I also get redness on my neck too, so it's just nice to have everything kind of cohesive. Okay, so just make sure everything is patted in. I'd say this is like a medium, like a light to medium coverage foundation. You can definitely build it, but I don't really feel like I need to, so I'm not going to, but you can, and it doesn't get weird or anything. Next, this is a new purchase, so I cannot tell you if it upsets my skin yet because I've used it only a couple of days. The one that I really, really like, oh god, I don't know where it's at. Let me think. I want to say, I don't know. Let me see if it's in all this mess. I have a concealer that I really, really like, but it's really expensive. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. This is super good. I really, really like this, but I'm out of it. And I just haven't got a chance to go to spend a lot of money on makeup, so I am waiting. But for now, I'm using this Morphe Concealer. I think it's their only concealer. I'm in the shade C1.25. And I honestly only really do this under my eyes. If you have any like problem areas, obviously you can go ahead and do that. I like to sometimes go under here if I'm contouring, which, you know me, I always like to contour. Kind of spread it out. And then again with the beauty, or not the beauty blender, but the Real Technique sponge. I'm not going to cream contour. I do sometimes. Should I? I don't think I'm going to. Well, yeah, let's fucking do it, guys. Let's do it. When I cream contour, I've been using the Shade and Light contour palette. I've had the powder one for a while, but I just recently got the cream one because it was on clearance. So I just used the middle shade with this. This is a Sony Akashic brush, but it's all worn off, so I don't know. And I just go under my cheekbone. This has nothing to do with doing a good makeup job, but sometimes we like to do this. So I'll probably fast forward this so you guys don't have to sit through it if you don't want to. So once I'm done cream contouring, I'll just clean up the lines with whatever is left on my sponge. And now we're gonna set it with powder. So I'm gonna first set the face. Oops. So this is another thing I got in my BoxyCharm that I probably wouldn't have bought otherwise normally, because I just don't really like face powders, because obviously if you have dry skin, you know that it's oftentimes like not a super good match, because it can really make your face feel dry. But this is really interesting. This is the Becca Hydra-Mit Set and Refresh, and I'm not joking. Literally when you put it on your face, it feels wet. It's so bizarre, and it honestly took me a little bit to get used to, because like it's just a weird sensation. But it's really, really nice, and it doesn't make my skin like get super like liney, or it doesn't make it feel super tight. And I'll also go in with the setting spray afterwards, which helps a lot. But let's start. So basically what I do, and this is literally like spin so good, it makes my skin look so smooth. I go back in with my wet Real Technique sponge, and I go down all these little like under eye creases. Just make sure everything is set and in place. Like, you know, you smile, you talk, things get wonky. And then I take this little guy, which, can you guess, BoxyCharm. I got it in this, I don't really know what this is. It's just like a little set of blenders. But honestly, any small one will work. I don't wet this one, I just have it and I just dip it in the powder and I don't tap it off. So it's basically like baking, which I never used to do, never like baked. And I start at the nose and I just like go under the eye. And it feels like liquid, which at first I was like, it might mess up things, but I don't know if you can tell a difference on camera, but it like took my texture down, which I think is really interesting. So now I just take a soft face brush and kind of brush it off and add anywhere it's like needing some. So forehead I'll do. And this is more of a personal preference, but I've been playing with blush recently in this Alamar Cosmetics, which I also got in my BoxyCharm. I've just been mixing all three of the blushes and just going in. And it's a nice little, I don't know, it just looks pretty. I just like it. But obviously, this is not necessary. So don't feel like you have to do any blush to make it look good or whatever. Okay, and the very last thing I do is I have this LA Girl Shimmer Spray, and this one, I don't know what I'm saying. This is a really good setting spray because it's super moisturizing, and then it has these little shimmers that go on your face, and it's not like glitter specks, it's more of just like all over. It just makes your face look dewy even though we have all this powder on, which honestly doesn't feel like a lot, so I'm gonna... Which I know is a lot. But it makes my face super nice. So I'm gonna zoom in. I don't know if you guys can see because this camera kind of blurs things. Right now it's super shimmery and like wet and stuff, but it dries really well. So this will be a close-up of my face too. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but I will say everyone's face like is not perfect. Like it's so easy for us to like blur things and have stuff look different ways on the internet. So as I was saying, if you have bumps or you have like dry skin or anything, like it's never gonna look perfect, but this is the best way I've found recently for it to feel comfortable on my skin and look the best. And I think it looks really good, and I really like the way it turns out because it feels comfy. Like I don't feel like my face is sticky, which is what would happen when I went and used powder, but it also doesn't feel super dry. And like there's still texture from my eczema spots, but like it definitely looks good. And so I'm happy with it, and I hope that this helps you guys out. So yeah, that's really all I have for you. I'm glad to be back, and thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.